Now turning to Pakistan, where at least 36 people have been killed in the northwestern part of the country following days of heavy rain that caused the roofs of many homes to collapse. Officials expect the death toll to rise as they're waiting for reports from several remote areas. Flooding has also hit huge tracts of farmland and washed away crops. Torrential downpours began late on Friday and continued until Sunday morning. At least 121 people have lost their lives across Pakistan since March the 9th. Collapsed roofs and landslides have caused most of the fatalities. We're crossing over to Islamabad, joined by Press TV's Javed Rana. Javed, thanks so much for being with us. Please fill us in on the latest situation and the floods there.
Well, the death toll is rising to an alarming level. It is now 64. Much of the destruction has taken place in Pakistan's northwestern region, particularly the tribal area, the Swat district, Kostan. All these regions are now, there are reports from those parts of the region which suggest that the bridges have broken. There is a disconnectivity of land routes. People cannot access one part of the tribal region to the other part of the northwestern region of Pakistan. And similarly, there are also reports which reflects that the communication system has already collapsed. We cannot therefore verify independently about the scale of the destruction that has caused. Remember, this is not rainy weather in Pakistan. This is spring weather, which generally people celebrate all over this region. But in Pakistan, unfortunately, this spring weather has turned out to be a tragic, where people are now struggling to for their survivals. Particularly, again, the destruction has traditionally been caused in Pakistan's northwestern region, and there has been a rain for the last couple of days, and so far we haven't heard a very clear indication whereby we could say that the government help is there.
And tell me about the government rescue efforts in general. Of course, we understand that it has been complex because a lot of it has taken place in remote areas, but tell us about that side of the situation.
Well, again, the kind of the images that Pakistan's local televisions are showing that suggest that perhaps it is a rainy weather. It is a floody situation. Though there is in different rivers, the level of the water it's a medium. It is not that alarming. But the fact that it is still raining, it could possibly be alarming in coming few hours. And then there is still forecast that in one way or the other the rain is going to continue in next couple of days. And then again the bigger issue is of the deaths and the casualties that has been caused. And it is because of the rain there has also been landsliding, particularly in Pakistan's Swat district. Their situation is pretty more alarming. Dozens of houses, their rooftops have already collapsed. It is in many parts of the Pakistan's tribal region, it is made up of mud dwellings. So whenever there is a rain, obviously because this poverty factor does make some sense when we talk of rising death toll in Pakistan's tribal region and the northwestern part of the country.
Well, Javed, if we look at, of course, the rainy season, the main rainy season in Pakistan hasn't even started, of course, usually starting around in June. What about the overall infrastructure to handle these type of rains in a country that obviously gets lots of rain? Are they looking at that aspect of it, perhaps failings in addressing the overall infrastructure in dealing with this type of rain and flooding?
Well, unfortunately, the infrastructure is very poor. Mud dwellings you will see on the bank of the rivers, and that is one of the key reasons because of which there has been traditionally so many deaths in Pakistan whenever there are floods. So that is a part of the reason. And then there is a huge mismanagement in Pakistan. Every year we see these floods, and every year we see that so many judicial commissions are set up, and then the net result is that nothing changes on the ground. But we should also not forget there is another factor, and that is a climate change. And because of the climate change, things are getting from bad to the worse in Pakistan, because generally government is not prepared to cope with this situation in a spring weather, which has unfortunately turned out to be a rainy season.
All right. Thank you so much for that update out of Islamabad. Press TV's Javed Rana.